So I gave up caffeine. Let's talk about it. It's about 8 years ago now. I had a sort of epiphany, a moment in my life. I didn't feel in a good place, and I just thought, why do I feel anxious? Some days a bit down and depressed. And I just took a step back, and it struck me there were 3 things that I wanted to change, because I didn't feel I could start the day without caffeine. And then I drank so much caffeine to crank myself up. By the time the evening came, I felt I needed a stiff drink to calm everything down again. And in between those 2 things, in the middle of the day, I'd sometimes eat a lot of food with refined sugar in to crank myself up a bit. And it just struck me that my sort of anxiety and sometimes my sort of feeling down or depressed was linked to what I was eating and drinking. So initially I had the stupid idea of giving up caffeine, alcohol and refined sugar all in one hit, and that didn't really work out, unsurprisingly. If you're a regular drinker of caffeine, you're going to get a blinding headache when you're trying to give up, which is what happened to me. After that first 24 hours of the headache, the most noticeable thing was I just felt a lot calmer all the time. It was almost sort of instant, overnight really. Within 48 hours, the caffeine sort of left my system, left my body. I just felt loads calmer, all the anxiety faded away, and just that one step was a life improvement straight away. So 90% of adults use caffeine every day. Well, by use I mean drink caffeine every day. So it makes it the most used psychoactive drug on earth, and it's the second most traded commodity after oil. That's how universal caffeine is. And one of the problems with caffeine is it triggers the kind of fight or flight response that we get when we're in danger. So it's releasing adrenaline into our system, possibly cortisol, something like that. So the problem with it, or the problem I have with it, is I don't think it's healthy to keep your body on that sort of state of high alert all through the day. And when I thought about it, I thought, it's no wonder I've sort of felt constant anxiety for many years, because I'm pumping this stuff in that's triggering the fight or flight response. I mean, I guess like everyone else, I was sort of drinking caffeine, starting the day with caffeine and drinking caffeine because I've got to get a lot of stuff done. And you imagine it gives you energy in a bit of a zip. It certainly gives you a bit of a zip. Yeah, I think when we were little, Mum and Dad drank tea and coffee, and it was like we wanted a hot drink in winter. They'd give us a sort of milky weak coffee, sometimes just before bed, and then they'd complain that we wouldn't go to sleep. Well, and we had sugar in it. You just give a kid sugar and caffeine just before bed. I mean, it's literally going to wake us up, which is what was happening, I guess. So that was 8 years ago I gave up caffeine. I have to say, just most days I don't get stressed. Even like recently, this last 6 months, been quite a stressful time just with stuff going on in my life. But I just haven't remotely felt the stress I used to feel when I sort of faced things while I was drinking caffeine. And I'll do a separate video about alcohol, but it coincided with wanting to quit alcohol altogether. And I found that while I was drinking caffeine, it kind of hyped up the anxiety so much that, as I say, by the time sort of the evening came, I feel like I needed a stiff drink just to get through the day. So for me, quitting caffeine was a great step to quitting alcohol as well. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people like espresso, which is really strong. But for me, it wasn't espresso, it was depresso, which wasn't helpful. So yeah, gave it up completely. So what do you drink instead? Well, I do drink decaf coffee. I know a lot of people that give up caffeine don't do that. So all coffee's got a bit of caffeine in. and the shop bought the Costa type coffee's got about 70%. Instant coffee at home might be sort of nearer 60%, but even decaf has got 2%, but it's so small an amount it doesn't remotely have the effect that full caffeinated coffee has. So the benefits of being caffeine free are sort of a much calmer life, less stress, and also you don't go to the loo as much because caffeine's a diuretic, so it's always trying to dehydrate you, so that's another reason not to drink caffeine. So by the way, this isn't a video saying you should quit caffeine. I'm just sharing about why I quit caffeine and what happened. And if you're fully addicted and you're happy in your addiction with your drug of choice, do please carry on. And yeah, don't shout at me, I'm just saying what I did. So yeah, for 8 years I've just avoided caffeine, feel loads better for it. As I say, reduced stress, reduced anxiety, fewer trips to the loo, and just a much calmer life. We're all living at fever pitch in the modern world. We've got information overload, everything's stressing our body. For me, the last thing I need is to drink a drug that stresses me even more and puts more strain and stress on my body, mind and spirit. So what do you think? Are you addicted to the caffeine? Are you happy in your addiction? Or have you gone decaf? Or have you gone completely coffee free? It's also in things like Coca-Cola. Leave a comment below. Let me know what you think about this and what you do in your life, how you find calm. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up on YouTube. That helps YouTube get the video out to more people and helps me. And if you're interested in more videos like this, don't forget to hit that red subscribe button and click the little bell icon and you'll get notifications of new videos. I will see you in the next video.